here's the thing, because I have a lot of very, let's call them right-leaning family members, and they like to throw hissy fits when I bring up stuff like that too. Like, let's not call something cancer, or like, let's not be an asshole.
Why, Comrade Hoogland, I was unaware that free speech was a left or right issue, but you sound like you're calm and you're going to explain things calmly. As you've said, your family members have, quote, hissy fits. I'm sure you're going to come at this level-headed.
Look, I have a welcoming message for you. You don't think people should be welcome here because you want to talk however you want? Fuck you. You're not welcome here. Get out of my chat. It's not political correctness. It's called being a decent fucking human being.
Ugh.
If you can improve another person's life at literally no cost to yourself, it doesn't cost you anything to stop calling something cancer. And if by stopping using that term and that vernacular improves someone else's life and doesn't cost you anything to do it, you're an asshole if you don't want to make other people's lives better at no cost to yourself.
Now, the phenomenally out of touch Boo Hoogland is talking about how compelled speech, sacrificing your ability to say this deck is cancer or this deck is AIDS or you're a magic thought or whatever you may want to say, changing that, self-censoring, does not have a physical cost, a monetary cost. That's the only way Boo Hoogland is even looking at this. Yet he wants you to exchange your liberties to make other people feel better. And then, in the ultimate hypocrisy, goes on to call that person an asshole. Yes, Jeff Boo Hoogland is having a complete meltdown about somebody saying a deck is cancer or something like that. And in the same breath, in the same sentence, goes on to call someone an asshole, a hurtful pejorative. Interesting, Jeff. I'm so glad you're here to teach us plebs how to be righteous.
Gender neutral pronouns are another thing where, regardless about if you think they're a big deal or not anyways, someone else's life is potentially improved by you using gender neutral pronouns in general. So whenever possible, you should use gender neutral pronouns because it doesn't hurt you to use gender neutral pronouns and it potentially makes someone else's life better.
Well, Comrade Hoogland, this sounds like a for the greater good type argument to me. Now, I'm well documented and publicly friends with several trans folks, and I use whatever pronouns they want me to use, because I know them. I have a relationship with them. I respect them, and I respect their identity, gender identity, or whatever, right? I, however, do not support compelled speech, and what you're saying is everyone else should change the words they use to potentially not offend somebody. That is one of the most absurd statements I've ever heard in my life. And this is the attitude, unfortunately, of the higher-ups at Wizards of the Coast. This is what leads to people like Evan Irwin virtue signaling about using a word thought. All this shit does. All Jeff Hoogland's insane rant does is make people leave the game. All it does is leave people behind that are, I don't know, looking to be offended about every little thing. That's the only thing I can think. People that leave, people that quit, do not normally put up YouTube videos or send out tweets to let people know why they are leaving. They just leave. This is the same exact thing I talked about when Rich Hagon, someone I like, made a moronic decision to publicly call out somebody in Twitch chat during the Pro Tour or during the Grand Prix and ban them. Okay, banning them quietly is one, in my opinion, bad thing because what they said was just their personal opinion that a match was boring. But to publicly scream about it and shame them, there are thousands of people who have now, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people who have saw that clip And some percentage of them, not a small amount, said to themselves, why do I really want to give $4 a pack to people that would treat me like this? But no lessons, no apologies from Rich, nothing. And people wonder why Magic Twitch can't bring in big viewers. People wonder why Hoogland's video there is probably going to have several hundred downvotes. People don't make a big deal about it. They just go play Hearthstone or one of the other many, many options out there for young people to spend their hard-earned money on. Nobody wants to be where they're not wanted, and this is an exact example of the elitism that is resonating from the West Coast and Seattle amongst all of the e-celebs, amongst all of the online personalities in this game, and the numbers. Sales down, GP Vegas attendance down nearly 25%. I've been beating this drum for years. Nobody's listening. People are hemorrhaging. The game is hemorrhaging players. Nobody cares. There'll always be 20 or 30 people in my comments saying, stop complaining. Ugh. Go watch one of the other 500 shill channels if you want. But then no, when the game dies, it's because they've been fed nothing but bullshit. When you blow smoke up people's asses for a living, they don't change. When you treat people like gods simply because they have a Twitter handle that says they work for Wizards of the Coast, they think they're gods. They start to act like that. And we see this with Allie calling out Boogie2988 for a totally innocuous statement. We give these people the power. Don't do that. You have to criticize. And perhaps I am too harsh. And it clouds my message. One of my biggest weaknesses is a lack of tact. I openly admit that. I'm an emotional guy. It's just who I am. I'm never really going to change that. I also have a reputation that I can't really undo. But the viewers of this video, the people that play the game who are leaving undeniably, can change that by pushing back against absurd ideas like this.